we have a good time over here. We talk a lot of things over here, and we have a good time. And then at some point, debauchery comes, and then it's just all downhill from there.
Cause I rewound I rewound. I said, wait a minute. You got titties. That's Satana. Ashley was at home with the two Omen babies, Damien and Damien Jr. Hee-haw, Damien, 666, devil child. Because when you're the spawn of Beelzebub and Satana, that's what happens. The bearded lady, her mammy Sheila came over. Y'all want to know what the girls are saying? The girls are saying that this was a shoot for his OnlyFans that went awry. They went in there, they did the licky licky sucky sucky, you do me, I do you shit that Brashear do for his OnlyFans, and they filmed it down to the Homewood Suites. And the girls, the internet porn sketch, they'll tell you all the stories. You know, I did a whole video about how Lady G, Lindsey Graham, does the lines of coke off of the penises of the escorts down to the weekly Republican Party sex parties. You remember they shut down fucking Grindr when they had the RNC convention last summer. Child, listen. You talking blue pills, rhino pills, honey packs, and everything else known to man be rolling all through the streets of DC when they get ready to go to these good sex parties that they have. Y'all could have went and got something to eat. Y'all could have went and did something else with your life. You ain't have to watch. That's what we do. When y'all have y'all all white performances, maybe we go get us a eat. Some people go take them a smoke. Some people go get them a drink. Some people get a quickie in down to the bathroom. When you had somebody's Super Bowl party and you saw somebody cute and you told them to follow you in the bathroom so y'all can have a quickie while you suck them up, they suck you up, and you get a quick bust down, all in the 5 minutes that you that the halftime performance happened. Not that I would know anything about having a quick bust down at a Super Bowl party I was invited to. What do y'all want from me? What do y'all want from me? The man ain't shit. His cabinet ain't shit. And all of those acolytes and sycophants that happen to be black, what did you get for all of that ass kissing, for all of that schlobbing his knob and hanging from his testicle hairs that y'all did? Y'all ain't get a goddamn thing.
Please listen. This is how we know there is a God that sits on high and looks down low. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me, because I knew that there was a God when I looked on the X, formerly known as the Twitter, and I saw it wasn't no more Sean. I knew there was a God when I looked on the Instagram, and there was no more Krishan. I knew there was a God when I looked on the snap of the chat, the snappity of the chappity, and looked, and there was no Krishan. I knew there was a God when I looked on the Facebook, the book of faces, Mark Zuckerberg's playground, and I saw that there wasn't a Krishan. My God today, my God today, my God today. Let the people say amen.
Hey people, hey. I know I'm here early, I know, but I said I need to get this live in. Otherwise, I won't be live again until maybe Friday. And I had a lot going on yesterday. I have a lot going on today. But I said I got about a good hour, okay? I got about a good hour that I get to chat with y'all. Y'all, is so much fucking going on in politics. Um There's so much going on in politics between yesterday and today. I said I gotta get on here because my people expect for me. I'm at work too. Technically, I'm still at work. Matter of fact, I'm putting in to take tomorrow off because tomorrow's a travel day for me. Mm-hmm. Uncle Jay, you finna go buy them that big ball to put up inside you for the next time for the next time you get dug out. You're gonna get one of those balls I put in the members only chat. I have so many questions, Uncle Jay. I have so many questions about that. Let me say hey to y'all. Hey, the informed. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. 025862. But I have so many questions about that. I just don't know. I just do not know. Um, the men that I deal with, that thing probably wouldn't work out because, yeah, they are kind of big, and that thing, mm, mm, it just wouldn't work out. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't work out. Like, child. Hey, the inform. Hey, crazy homebody girl. Hey, precious jewel. Hey, green girl. Listen, I'm over here trying to do 5 million things at one time. Like, how do you stick that thing? That thing is kind of like you got to stick it up in there. How do you get it out? Uh, why is everybody calling me? I don't have this type of time. God, why do people bother me? Anyway, it's just, Uncle Jay. I don't know. I don't know, baby. Listen, I don't know. I don't know, and I can't call it. Don't make me lie. I, baby, I feel like if I try to stick that thing up in me, it would never come out. Hey, Arrow, Arrow. Hey. Montrez, what's good, bruh? Hey, Miss Shorty B. Hey, SJ. Harold, did you see that ball that they talk about you supposed to shove up in you and stuff? Baby, it just won't work out. It just won't work out, honey. I don't know. Um, I just don't know. I do not know. Anyway, uh, um, did I miss anybody? But we about to get started, y'all. I'm just putting in for this time off tomorrow, so I can be off. All right. Submit that. Beautiful. Great. All right. I ain't gonna have no sick days in a minute. I ain't gonna have no fucking sick days. Anyway, um, it's a scheme by the straight to make us constipated because it's giving bowel blocker. It is like, hey, spicy original. Hell, you ain't see it in the members of the only chat. Hell, go to the members only chat and go to the Rainbow Coalition compound section. You will see it in there. You will see it right in there under the members only chat under the Rainbow Coalition compound. Um, and yeah, so we got a lot of stuff to get to. Like I said, again, apologies because with everything that I have going on with my janky internet that I have in this hotel, with everything that I have going on, I probably I'm gonna have to stay off screen today so that I don't mess up anything that I got going on. So, and that way I don't get thrown offline. So y'all won't see me today. I don't have no nothing. Okay, I don't have no visuals, no nothing. Because if I try to put up any visuals, any graphics, anything, this thing finna give me its ass to kiss, and I want to get through this. All right, we gonna skip primary. We're gonna skip all of this stuff for primary season right now, um, and see what and get straight to the get downs. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late great Larry Myers to help us usher in our sugar spike segment.
You see, this is the part that I like. Major sugar spike. So long, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son. Major sugar spike. And shall ever believe. Major sugar spike. They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So, yeah, we're still at war. And hey, Quake. Hey, Lock Queen. Hey, Patty Duke. What's going on? Hey, DPG. So, listen. Get my updates, my available updates. Hold on. So your president is expected to make some big announcement tonight. I believe he's supposed to meet. He's supposed to do a live, telecast at 8 o'clock from the Oval Office. Now there are two notions on what he's going to say. They're saying he's either going to announce that they have a 2-week plan to pull out of this war, or they're going to go the other extreme and just say, we're finna go real hard, boots on the ground, and try to take over Iraq. Those are the two beliefs on what he's going to say tonight. I'm surprised it has not leaked already, because the White House is like a sieve. You can't keep anything out of there. Anything they say pretty much gets leaked out. Your president is bloviating and blathering about how he has this mythical deal with the Iranians, and the Iranians are like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? You ain't talk to us about a fuck thing. So yeah, there's that. There's that. The Persian Gulf countries are very upset. From what I've been reading and looking and reading, things from newspapers over there, they're not happy about how they're being handled by your president. And basically, your president is basically telling them, yeah, you got to pay for this shit. Yeah, we started the war, but yeah, the Gulf states and Gulf countries, y'all got to pay for this. Patty Duke says she not watching that shit. His voice make her itch, and that comes from Patty Duke. Dude, you guessing that they gonna just go full steam ahead, go all in? I don't know. Gas prices are now over $4. That's the average gas price right now, over $4. Here in Miami, the cheapest I've seen, even though I found one that was $3.99. As soon as I saw that $3.99, baby, I turned the whole car around to go get that $3.99. Do you hear me? Everywhere else, The cheapest I've seen is 425, 429. A lot of places got 449. That's for the 87 octane. That ain't even for the 93. 93 is well into $5. 93 is, oh, like if you got a car that takes 93, like, I'm not gonna dox myself, but I have a car that does take 93. Baby, I'm not taking that mess out for that. You couldn't pay me to go drive that mess right now. It will sit there until gas gets under $3. I'm not paying until the 87 gets under $3. I'm not driving that mess. Mm-mm. Because if the regular gas, if 87 is under $3, then that means that the 93 might be like 379, maybe 359 or something like that. But with the regular beer, 87 beer, 425, and I'm looking at the 93, 519, 529. Bitch, I wish I would. I wish I would. Steph say it's $6 out there in West Los Angeles. Child. Miss Shorty B says she got 419 over there in New Jersey. Like it's ridiculous. Like yo, and my thing is I gotta drive home. I got a 9 hour drive tomorrow from Miami back home. And I know I got to fill up probably twice. I can get away with probably filling up once. Like if I fill up before I leave, I can get away because the car I'm driving, she's good on gas, so I can probably just fill up once on the way. Like I'll probably have to get gas once, but I'll have to get gas again once I get there. But I know I can do it off two tanks. Um, so I would only have to fill up once. But still, man, oh, girl, this stuff is getting expensive. People losing jobs all over the place. So it's just a fucking mess out there. Anyway, um, uh, uh, um, they're attacking everybody out there. Basically, this war is this is a more of an economic war than it is a traditional war where you have man to man combat or boots on the ground. This is more a war on the different economies where they're bombing, oil fields and oil pumping stations and natural gas pumping stations. That's what this is about. Um, and that's mainly what this war is about. And it's about the fact that the United States was stupid enough to think that this was going to go real quick and real easy. Um, Remember the other day I announced that Spain said that you couldn't fly, that they were not allowing the United States to fly into their airspace? Well, France has also said, nah, bitch, y'all cannot fly into our airspace. Italy also said, no, bitch, you cannot fly in our airspace, nor can you land your military planes in our country. Here we are. Again, all of the NATO countries have said, bitch, fuck you and fuck your life. We're not getting in this war. We're not going to help you. We're not going to assist you. We don't want no parts of none of this. Hold on for a moment. Sorry about that, y'all. I told y'all I got about an hour, and that was the people checking. Hey, we gonna be there at such and such time. So anyway, it's a fucking shit show, Lock Queen. Lock Queen is a fucking shit show. Everybody said, fuck you. You did this shit on your own. Finish it on your own. The Iranians struck an oil tanker, uh, um, a Kuwaiti oil tanker, which caused a fire. So I'm guessing that's the next way they finna start attacking. Now they just finna start attacking oil tankers, and now which could be end up turn out to be, I guess you call it a natural. Well, it wouldn't be a natural disaster, but a man-made natural disaster. But now you could have oil spill if they start attacking tankers in the Persian Gulf. That means that you're going to have those the ecosystem and the oceanic environment ruined. And when you have oil spills like that, that literally takes years before the that before that's livable for aquatic life, and it's devastating. And a lot of those countries depend on fishing, for parts of their economy. So there's another part of your economic war that they just didn't take into consideration. Hey Yana, yeah, I'm live today, Yana. I'm live early because I got to get out of here early. So I said, let me go live early, and there's too much going on for me not to go live. Hey, Simera. Hey, grown woman, don't try me. Hey, what's going on, y'all? I know I'm early. Um, hey, Kelly. See you in a minute. Well, this was going straight to hell. I'm glad you still here, Kelly. Cha. So, but yeah, so everybody's kind of anticipating what will be said on this, in this broadcast tonight from the Oval Office. I'm sure that will, you know, I'm sure that will move the markets one way or another. We will see. Um, they in the damn desert. They need all the water. Exactly. And putting oil in the nearest water. Just, well, Iran already threatened to bomb the desalinization plants in all of these countries, and these are countries on the west side of the Gulf, of the Persian Gulf. All of those countries are heavily dependent on desalinization plants for their water. So if you bomb those desalinization plants, these people won't have water. People will start to die. You're talking countries over there that are 70, 80, some even 90% dependent on desalinization plants for their drinking water over there. It's easier to get a gallon of oil or a gallon of gas than it is a gallon of water over there. So, yeah, here we are. Here the fuck we are. Mm-hmm. I hope he talks about his damn White House bunker plan just for the get. Y'all silly. Okay, what else is going on? In other news, I was supposed to talk about this yesterday, but I couldn't. In the great state of Georgia, in the great state of Georgia, this is happening. There's a proposed House bill in the state of Georgia, HB 369 in the Georgia State House. This bill, if passed, would change the format of elections only in metro Atlanta counties from partisan to nonpartisan. This would strip candidates' party affiliation from the ballots and confuse voters. The changes would affect district attorneys, solicitors general, county commissioners, county clerks, and tax commissioners. The bill clearly violates the Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution because it specifically targets 5 counties controlled by Democrats. Fulton, DeKalb, Gwinnett, Cobb, and Clayton. The House passed bill was originally about food trucks, but the text of the bill was gutted to replace and replaced with language targeting countywide elections in just 5 of Georgia's 159 counties. This proposed change to the way elections are conducted is part of a broader effort by Republicans and specifically the Trump administration to attack elections conducted in the Atlanta area. Remember, they had Tulsi Gabbard, and DOJ go over there and steal those ballots from Fulton County. This isn't just a Washington D.C. Trump administration thing. This is a concerted effort by Republicans nationwide, especially if you live in a state that is Republican led. Let's take a real understanding of what I just read to you all. Because if you don't understand what I just read to you, you don't understand the gravity of this. They have said we're going to remove the make elections in only 5 counties non-partisan, meaning when you go there, it's just going to be a bunch of names, no party affiliations. Now, that is done on purpose. That's done on purpose. Because if you're only doing it in the bluest of blue areas in Georgia, you're doing that to confuse people, you're doing that to frustrate people, and you're doing that to suppress the vote. Because what will happen is those individuals just in those counties will be confused. They won't know what's going on. Everybody's not over here watching L Teddy 27 officials channel. Everybody's not going to Ballotpedia to make sure they check their ballots before the elections and so forth. I don't know that the bill has a name, Tracy, but the bill number is HB 369, and that's out of Georgia. I don't think it has a name, but it's HB 369. So what that means is you're going to have people over there scratching their head trying to figure out, well, I know I want to vote with my particular party, be that Republican or Democrat, whatever it is. But I'm not, they may not be familiar with the names of individuals. They may not be familiar with, and so now you're trying to throw a monkey wrench into all of that. Because these people do not want to give up control. And now they're going to find every way they can to cheat their way in back into office. They know good and well that if those 5 counties, all of the counties that make up the greater Atlanta metropolitan area, that's Fulton, DeKalb, Gwinnett, Cobb, and Clayton. I mean, you could throw Henry County in there as well, but those 5 counties pretty much make up the greater Atlanta area. They know if they can disrupt the vote in that area, they can win that election. But they know if those areas come out and vote in droves, have a high voter turnout in those 5 counties, there's not enough numbers in the rest of the state to beat the numbers that you have in just those 5 counties. So this is deliberate, this is intentional, it's on purpose. Now I want to be factual here. This is for as of right now. Yeah, I'm early today, Ravine. I'm got to get out of here early. As of right now, it's affecting not maybe top of the ticket, but it is affecting some very important elections. This affects district attorney, which we know district attorneys are some of the most important people you can vote for, because these are the people who decide what does and what does not get prosecuted. They decide that. It affects the county commissioners. We know how important county commissioners' offices are. Solicitors general, court clerks, and tax commissioners. And if you don't think these positions are, and some other lesser positions, now let's be clear. Once the runway is cleared to do it for these positions, you think they're not going to expand that runway and have it for higher um, positions, state legislative positions, and things like that? This is serious and this is dangerous. Like most people generally don't know the names of who's running for district attorney. They may be able to go in there and say, well, I want to vote for a Democrat because they more align with my political views, or I want to vote for a Republican because they more align with my political views, right? But if you don't have that information, now it's a crapshoot. Now the person you intended to vote for may not even win because they purposely tried to confuse you. And only in those 5 counties. Well, you know there's a high black population. Hey, Tamara, what's going on, boo? This is a problem. Now, here's the deal. You think Tennessee, right next to Georgia, won't want some parts of that if this passes? You think Alabama won't want some parts of that? Mississippi? We know Texas gonna want some parts of that. Hey, Yolanda Morgan, what's going on, boo? A mess. That's a mess. So I wanted to. I was supposed to bring that to you all yesterday, but I could not. What is probably my top story of the day, if I had to have a top story of the day, this next story is our top story of the day, and that is what SCOTUS did yesterday. Yesterday, the Supreme Court ruled against a law banning conversion therapy for LGBTQ plus kids in Colorado, one of about 24 states that banned the discredited practice. In an 8-1 ruling, that means there was only one justice that voted no, and that was Ketanji Brown Jackson. The majority sided with a Christian counselor who argues the law banning talk therapy violates the First Amendment. The justices agreed that the law raises free speech concerns and sent it back to a lower court to decide if it means a legal standard, if it meets a legal standard that few laws pass. So now, conversion therapy is back on the table. Back on the table. Hey, Antonia. Now, um, let me say this, y'all. If you're not, if you're not in the Rainbow Coalition compound, this ruling may not mean a lot to you. And even for some of the young people that are in the Rainbow Coalition compound, many of them have never lived in a world where there was conversion therapy. They have no knowledge of what conversion therapy is. And conversion therapy is so very destructive. I mean, there are forms of conversion therapy that involves shock therapy. Now, the lady in question was saying that hers is talk conversion therapy. However, there have been people who have been subjected to even some talk conversion therapy that have had significant harm done to their mental psyche, to the point where you've had people commit suicide, that are, and we're talking, these are children, these are not adults we're talking about. We're talking about you having, because conversion therapy is, even if it's just talking and psychological. It's some of the highest form of psychological therapies that you can have. It's mentally destructive at times. It is so very harmful. And so now, the very same country that claims that, oh, we want to protect kids from the harm of of being a trans kid and gender affirming care in one breath, and then in the next breath they say, but those same kids can be subjected to conversion therapy that can be so destructive, that could be so detrimental to their mental and sometimes even physical well-being, that those kids commit suicide. That's okay. We don't want to give them gender affirming care to affirm them. We don't even want to allow them to read books that may help them learn who they are or become more comfortable with who they are and what's going on in their mind and their body. We don't want anything that helps these kids out. But oh, y'all want conversion therapy back open so we can fuck them up mentally? Some of them have irreparable damage to their mental capacity, to their mental health. No problems with that. It's open season. And if you think that they're just going to stop with the talk, if the Supreme Court has now said we're back open season for there to be conversion therapy. Now, this one lady said this is talk conversion therapy. You think they're not going to say, well, that means it's open season back to doing physical conversion therapy again, where they would do draconian things like shock therapy. They would do draconian things like have people wear chastity belts. I'm not making this stuff. I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. I'm not trying to, this is real stuff that was going on in this country. And you had the Supreme Court said, no problem here. Nothing to see here. I listen. It's Neil Gorsuch who does not understand court precedent. He they're the ones who've wiped their asses with court precedent over and over and over again. This is a dangerous decision. Hey, Steph, this is a dangerous decision for LGBTQ plus. It was already hard out here for LGBTQ plus youth. They've already taken all of the books out of the libraries. They've already removed all resources in schools to help LGBTQ plus youth. They're already demonizing children because they happen to be LGBTQ plus. Now they're opening back up conversion therapy. Like this, when I read this, I was so bothered that I was almost in tears. I know all about it. There was an attempt to and thank God my grandmother loved me enough to go up in there and raise holy hell and snatch me out. And there was an attempt to have me go through what you might call conversion therapy. It was through like church and all of that stuff. And she went in there and tore the whole place up because she was like, no, we're not going to do this. And I'm so grateful. And they had already, and the only reason she found out because I told her about these meetings that they were having me go to. I was about 12. I was about 12. I was in middle school, so I think I was like 6th or 7th grade. I told her about, they had me and a couple other people when we would go to in Kojic we call it Sunshine Band and stuff like that. purity class in YPWW or whatever. So I think it was in YPWW. I don't think it was purity class. I think it was YPW. It might have been purity class. Because you go, Sunshine Band is for the little kids, like the preteens is like purity class, and then YPWW is like for the teenagers. And so I think it was during purity class. And so they would have me and a couple other, it was a couple girls, a couple boys. They would have, and I looking back at it now, yep, we was the gay ones. And they had us going to these extra, like, we couldn't go to the same class as the rest of the kids our age. And they was talking about all of this stuff. And so my grandma, she started asking me about it. So I told her, I said, well, they don't let me go to the regular class with the regular kids. They make me go. And she said, now tell me about this. And I told her about it. Um, and she went to the church and raised holy hell. And she was like, I don't care what y'all do with them other ones, but mine, we ain't doing this. So if you don't put them back in the regular class with the regular with everybody else, it's gonna be a problem. And she ended up getting that whole thing shut down that they were trying to do. But a lady would come in. Long story short, a lady would come in and would talk to us about how are you feeling, and sometimes your feelings can fool you, and you can't base stuff off. I mean, it was conversion therapy. It was, and she was like, everything you're feeling, it's wrong. That's the devil. Nothing you're feeling can be right. And she told the boy. I remember one time she told the boy. She said, "I can tell you right now, if it makes your little wee wees get hard, it's the devil. You're gonna burn in hell." I remember she told us that. Mm-hmm. I remember that. I remember that. But this stuff is dangerous. It's so disheartening to hear this. I read this. I was mortified for children, LGBTQ plus children today. Like the things that we're doing to those children right now. There's a whole generation of LGBTQ plus kids that could be irreparably damaged by all of this fuck shit. Yeah, there's that. In other news, let's talk about this Kentucky State incident. So, if you're not up to speed on Kentucky State is an HBCU. And the Kentucky State Senate passed a bill that would change hold on one second. That will change the it'll change them from being an HBCU. Give me just a second, y'all. So, um, Senate Bill 185 received a vote of 38-0 last week in the state Senate and sent it to the House. The plan, which was sponsored by Republican State Representative Chris McDaniels, publicly was first publicly presented last week Wednesday, in the state Senate Budget Committee that he chairs. He said the legislation came after intense private discussions by lawmakers about possibly closing Kentucky State. Speaking on the Senate floor, Representative McDaniel said that lawmakers became more optimistic about the future of the university after speaking with Kentucky State President Kofi Akakpo in recent months, and it goes on and on and on. So here's what they want to do. What they want to do is, hold on. What they essentially want to do is they want to change the nature of the school's offerings, or change the nature of change them to a polytechnic school. Um, they want to designate them as a polytechnic school, which would alter their liberal arts programs and so forth. Um, Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I'm reading from my phone. The students had a protest about this because it would change the. Hey, Janae, because it would change the name of the school, it would change uh, 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 the academic requirements at the school, and it would now be get this polytechnic designation. It essentially would change it from being an HBCU to being a PWI. Not only would it just affect the academic requirements, even down to, hey Terrence, even down to fraternities and sororities. All of the fraternities and sororities on campus would have to reapply for their charters via their uh, uh, international headquarters, via their individual headquarters. Um, so essentially, they will wipe away all of the Divine Nines that are already there, and those Divine Nines would have to reapply for their charters. Um, the students at the school are devastated. They've been protesting. Hey, YB, and I, when I read this, I was like, well, how is this possible? And I'd learned that you've had other HBCUs in the past that started off as HBCUs and are now designated in other ways as a PWI. Let me say this. If you didn't think these people were serious about the diminution of all things black education, I hope you're understanding this. Kentucky State University is a state funded university, meaning they are at the they are under all of the state laws, all of the State Department of Education's rules on whatever they put out in the state legislature about education. And if the state of Kentucky says this is what we're going to do, if it passes the House just like it passes the Senate, what are you going to do? Kentucky has enough people in their state legislature to overrule this if it gets to Andy Beshear's desk and Andy Beshear vetoes it. They have enough votes to overrule Andy Beshear. Now, you know how these schools are. You know the not just schools, but these states are. You think about Kentucky. Kentucky is just north of Tennessee. It borders Tennessee. Tennessee is south of Kentucky. You know how many HBCUs there are in Tennessee? One of the bigger ones that's state funded is Tennessee State. And you know all of the financial issues they've had at Tennessee State in the last few years. You think the great state of Tennessee wouldn't like to take that over and turn it into a PWI? Let's go over to some other states. I'll go right over to North Carolina. You know how many schools in North Carolina, HBCUs in North Carolina, are state-funded schools? Hello, North Carolina A&T. Isn't NC Central a state school? Somebody from, well, Uncle Jay, somebody from North Carolina, let me know. I believe NC Central, North Carolina Central, is a state school, if I'm not mistaken. You want to, let's look at Texas. Texas Southern, state school. Let's look at Florida. FAMU, state school. Let's look at Georgia. Albany State, state school. Let's go to Alabama. Alabama State, that is a state school. I believe Alabama A&M is too. You think they're not going to try this? If this is successful with Kentucky State, if they're successful with this with Kentucky State, They're going to use this as a blueprint to change multiple HBCUs. And they are going to hang their hats on the the financial the fact that it's all about the money, and the school has been underwater financially for so many years, and all of this other fuck shit that they're going to try to do. Now, the alumni of Kentucky State are absolutely fighting this. The student population is absolutely fighting this, and the I forgot the name of the organization. It just skipped my brain. But there is a national organization, or a consortium of sorts, that includes all of the HBCUs. Oh God, I can't think of the name of that organization. It'll come to me later. But they're on top of this as well. This is a problem. This is a real problem. You know how many state funded HBCUs there are? Southern University, Grambling State. Like, these are all state schools. South Carolina State. These are all state schools. This is not good. This is not good at all. This is not good at all, ladies and gentlemen. It's not good at all. But here we are. I just wanted y'all to be aware. That's happening. Over the last few days, there's been an uproar. Yeah, they doing everything to erase us from history, Terrence. There's been an uproar over the last few days, with Jaden Ivey, who was waived from the Bulls following his statements about the LGBTQ plus community, and the fact that Pride celebrating Pride Month is wrong because you're celebrating unrighteousness. Um, his whole thing is we need Jesus Christ and all of this other. Steph Curry got looped into the conversation. I don't know how he got in. He over there looking like how the fuck I get in this shit. I ain't even got nothing to do with it. He got dragged into it, being called a fake Christian by the man. I mean, now the man said his wife and family won't talk to him and stuff, sir, because he says it's all about Jesus Christ. Hey, sir, let me ask you a question. Find me one place in the Bible where Jesus Christ mentioned anything about gay people, anything about people's sexuality. Find me anything. Find me. I will. I'll pay you if you can find me, because there is none. You know what he told you to do, sir? When he came, he said we're doing away with all of the old law. That's what is the baffling thing to me. These quote unquote Christians forgot that when Jesus Christ, who is their deity, came, he said, "I'm here to rewrite the law. I am here to make a new law." That's why there's a New Testament, a new covenant. All of the old shit is thrown away. You live the way I lived. And what did he do? He said, I love everybody. All of that other stuff, God is all about love. That's it. That's all. Love your neighbor as yourself. And love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, all thy soul, and all thy mind. That's what he said. He said all of that old stuff, that don't make that don't matter. Two things you need to do. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, and love thy neighbor as thyself. All of the rest of that shit, throw it out the window. But here we are. These quote unquote, you know, staunch Christians want to rewrite their own religions. Right? These people baffle my fucking mind. So, I mean, sir, mm, I know Jesus never said anything about that. Jesus said all of the old doctrine is null and void. You need to do two things: love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy might, and love thy neighbor as thyself. That's what he said. Go look it up. Go look it up. But all of this other fuck shit, y'all want to put it. And if we really want to be clear about it, um, the same, you call it the Bible, we go back to the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls never mentioned anything about homosexuality. They never mentioned anything about gay. The word gay or homosexual didn't even exist back then. And when they talked about men laying up with men, they were talking about little boys, not grown men. The problem was pedophilia, not men sleeping with men. That wasn't what was the abomination. The abomination was pedophilia. But these are people who are unlearned. But these are people who are unlearned. They want to go off of what they've been told, what's been fed into them, or what they believe instead of going and learning. Chum. Ch- mm, I'm just saying. I mean, Mr. Ivy, where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line, sir? Where do we draw the line? It's very exhausting. It's so exhausting, Steph. That's why I don't get into I do not get into these arguments with these people. If that's how you feel, baby, feel that way. Stay away from me. You could be over there, I could be over here, and that's fine. That's it. That's all. That's where I was gonna go with it. I'm gonna go. Where do you draw the line? Because you do realize, sir, according to, if we're going with that same notion of misreading the Bible or misinterpreting the Bible, you had misinterpretations of the Bible that said that black people should be slaves, which means, Mr. Ivy, you, sir, should be in chains and shackles. So why aren't you screaming all over social media that black people should be slaves again if we're all into about the misinterpretation of the Bible that you Christian nationalists do all of the time? You over there married to that white woman. According to them, you shouldn't even be married to that white woman because you should be a slave, right? Baby, I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy. But Janae, here's my thing. My thing, even when people say the argument, no sin is worse than the other, right? I even negate when people say that when talking about the LGBTQ plus community, because that is not this. If you read the Bible as it's written, it does not say that there's a sin, that's a sin at all. That at all. So when people make the argument no sin is worse than the other, I still be looking at them. What do you talk? Why are you saying that to me? Because what you, me saying that I may have the orientation that I have is not a sin. Full stop. It's not a sin. Full stop. So even when people try to parcel that out, I'm like, okay, well, we, what are we talking about? Uh, Maybe these people. But I said, I'm not gonna go down this road with this man. I mean, he is willfully ignorant and wants to be ignorant. Beautiful. Live in your ignorance and live without a job in the NBA. You could, sir, you can have your thoughts. You can have whatever you want to have, but you have the repercussions that come with that. Just like you feel like I have a repercussion because I'm a gay man, and you think I have a repercussion that is ultimately going to have me burn in hell. Well, here's your repercussion. You don't have a job. Hey, mom. Hey, Janae, mom. Tell her I said hey. Tell her I said hey. I'm just saying. Like these people are. I'm going to tell you what this is. I'm going to tell you exactly what this is. And I don't want to paint a broad stroke on all people who have interracial marriages. But looking at you, Mr. Ivy, you fit the bill of someone who's looking to have your own supremacy, your own, you look at white people and they have their white supremacy. So you want to have your own type of supremacy over a group of people. So you want this heteronormative supremacy because me being heterosexual gives me privilege above you gays and you LGBTQ plus people. And not only am I heterosexual, I'm married to a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes. So I'm absolutely more privileged than the rest of you. I play in the NBA and make a lot of money. So now I have a little bit of wealth too. Yeah, the rest of you people are beneath me. So now I have all of these privileges and supremacy. Now I'm going to add piousness and self righteousness on top of that. Eat my ass and die slowly, bitch. I ain't got this type of time. So, in other news, like, I'm gonna let other people. I'm gonna let YB. I know YB is gonna do a live on this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and break all of this down. So y'all go over there, subscribe to YB Speaks, and listen to him because I know he's gonna break all of this down at some point in the next couple of days. Or my boy Bubs. Bubs is probably gonna do it too. Anyway, so white women who are responsible for Donald John being back in the White House. How does it feel now? Huh? White women? How does it feel now? So now, white women are now under attack. Oh, really? So now, Nike has come under fire because they had a women's retreat. And Donald John's EEOC, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, is now telling white men who work for Nike that they should sue Nike because this women's retreat didn't allow men. And that falls under DEI. mm. Mm. Yeah. Andrea Lucas, who's the chair of the EEOC, she said this as an appeal to white men. She made a video and put it on X. She said, quote, "Are you a white male who's experienced discrimination at work based on your race or sex? You may have a claim to recover money under federal civil rights laws. Contact the EEOC as soon as possible. End of quote. That was followed by letters being sent to white men that worked for Nike, urging them to file a claim with the EEOC because them having a women's retreat, it was considered DEI. Here we are. Hey, white women. How does this feel? Mm-hmm. I'm sure, Susan B. Anthony and the Grimke sisters and all of those women's suffragists, they looking down at y'all rolling over and looking down, looking up, however they looking. They looking at y'all like you bitches are the dumbest whores on earth. Yeah, white women, y'all voted for these people. You voted for your own oppression. You got to be the dumbest bitches on earth. I have no sympathy for you. We've been dealing with this for a long time, white women. Oh well, black people been dealing with this forever. Christy Nome is in the news because her husband is rolling around on videos with a breastplate on, the same breastplates you see them not wearing on RuPaul's Drag Race like they should. But yeah, he had titties on the top, and then they said he had on padding for his booty. Mm-hmm. Titties on the top and dick at the bottom. Titties on the top and dick at the bottom. Mm-hmm. She's apologizing, saying, "Pray for her and her family as they're going through a hard time right now." Really? Is this are these proclivities something that you knew about, and that's why you was getting your back cracked by Corey Lewandowski? Is this why you was cheating on your husband, left, right, and sideways? Is this why you was cheating on him with Corey Lewandowski because he would be gallivanting around the house with his breastplate on and ass booty pads on? Hmm. Hmm. Hey, that bitch Christy. That bitch Christy. What had happened? Huh? Christy, oh, you need privacy now? Now you want privacy. Now you don't want to be bothered. Now you want us in your prayers. What are we praying for, ma'am? What are we praying for? Huh? Hmm? Y'all are the same ones vilifying. You remember? Isn't that essentially dressing in drag? What your husband is doing, right? Aren't y'all the same ones that are, demonizing drag shows, ma'am? Let's be clear. Your husband is wearing breastplates that they wear at drag shows. And ma'am, you wear enough fucking makeup enough makeup to, you know, dust up the faces of every drag queen in America 4 or 5 times over. You melting face ass whore bitch. Now, was your husband doing this while you were putting footprints on the ceilings of your private jet that you and Corey Lewandowski was in? While he was beating your blocks in? I'm just asking. Was he doing these drag shows and videos while you were getting Botox injections all over the fucking place? Hmm. I thought drag shows were one of the biggest threats to children across America. What about your children? That bitch Christy. You think your husband Brian was it a threat to your children? Huh? Huh? I'm just asking. Will we see you filing for divorce anytime soon? Hmm. Does Corey Lewandowski also have dress with breastplates and booty pads and stuff? Is this what you go for? He auditioning for season 19 of Drag Race? Child. I gotta get off here real soon, y'all. Hold on, let me get to my other story. That bitch Christy, I will be dragging you for the next 45 minutes, but I ain't got time today. You better be glad. Some quick hits. A judge did block the Trump administration's executive order that ended funding for NPR and PBS. So I mean, they're gonna appeal this, but um, the judge said that they have to pay out funding uh, to NPR and PBS. Listen, it makes the beginning of the intro so much. Wait, let me play the beginning of the intro because we talk about titties at the beginning of the intro. Hold on.
We have a good time over here. We talk a lot of things over here, and we have a good time. And then at some point, debauchery comes, and then it's just all downhill from there.
Cause I rewound I rewound. I said, wait a minute. You got titties. Satana.
Then she say, because I rewound it. And, bitch, you got titties. That's what we say to you. Brian, gnome. Bitch, you got titties. I'm just saying. But yeah, the Trump administration, they said it's illegal for that. When will they start getting money again? We'll see, because I know they're going to appeal this again. But yeah, a judge has said that it is has blocked the executive order that is that removed funding from NPR and PBS. That's a good thing. In other news, Florida has renamed Palm Beach Airport after your president. Governor death sentence. Ron DeSantis signed a bill Monday um, that renamed Palm Beach International Airport President Donald J. Trump International Airport. It's set to take effect on July 1st. They still have to get a rights Okay, I'm back. I apologize if y'all can hear me. I apologize. This internet is real janky. Um, so yeah, that's I'm on my phone now, y'all, because the internet in the hotel is just janky, and I have bad service even on my phone. So I guess that's my cue. I was supposed to get off at 5 o'clock anyway. That's my cue. I was supposed to drag both Brandy and Wanya. Y'all, I was gonna have a good time dragging Brandy and Wanya about this whole situation with her getting her back cracked at 22. I mean, I was gonna have a good time dragging them both. Situation with this internet, I'm gonna bow out gracefully while I can still do it. So, listen, y'all, I'm gonna end this here. I probably won't be live tomorrow because I'll be traveling all day. So I know I'll be live on Friday, and then we will have Saturday on Saturday because I will be on Saturday. Anyway, okay. Anyway, I got to get out of here, y'all, because I barely got internet. As I always say, I love y'all. I love one y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. Girl, Tracy, I wanted to drag both Brandy and Wanya. Girl, because I fought both of them. But what do you expect? She's the sister of a derelict to society, Ray J, and the daughter of a raggedy heifer such as Sonya Norwood. So what do we expect? She's a murderer. She's someone who took someone's eye out. Mm, She doing this just to try to make some money. Let's be clear, she had no problem with getting her back cracked by Wanya. None at all. The only reason y'all finding out about it now because she's trying to sell some books. Was Wanya ain't shit now. He ain't never been shit either. But that's a whole different story. That bitch ain't shit now. He ain't never been shit. I knew exactly what he was doing when he was with that underage girl. But y'all, are we canceling Boys to Men? Just like we canceled Aura? Are we? That's a question. That's a real question. Are we canceling Boys to Men? Again, are we canceling Boys to Men? I'm just saying. Because he willingly knew he was having sex with a 16-year-old little girl, and he was 22. I'm just saying. Not over a murder. Oh, we didn't cancel Aura? Oh, that's what the people said. We canceled Aura, and we can't listen to his music. So I was wondering if we couldn't listen to Boys to Men no more, too. I just be trying to figure it out. Mm. I want to cancel anything that has anything to do with anybody that has anything to do with Sonya Norwood because we see the trash that she farted out of her coochie. Just trash. Just fucking utter trash. Let me get out of here, y'all. People gonna be here to pick me up in 15 minutes. I ain't even ironed my clothes. Girl, I was finna have a good time dragging her. Also, we sending prayers for Megan Thee. I know they say she passed out or fell out while she was on stage at Moulin Rouge, and I heard she fell out or passed out or something like that. Baby, go get some rest. You've been working real hard, baby. Just go take it easy. Go sit down, go hydrate, get you an IV drip or something, baby, and go sit down for a few days and come back. And you know, Let your body rest a little bit. You can't keep going, honey. Mm. Well, when y'all figure out who's canceled and who's not, y'all let if we canceling boys to men. I'm just wanting to know where we draw the line. Y'all let me know what we doing, how we moving. Tracy, I expect you to take notes and tell me what we doing. Really B say she about to go live at 45, so she'll be live regular during my regular time. So really be about to go live anyway. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all, before I lose the internet again and be mad. That's all I got for y'all. I'll be back on Friday. I travel tomorrow. But I'll be back on Friday. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.